Hi everyone, it's Nicole Wilkins with FitnessRx for Women, and this is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, hi Nicole, I was curious to know whether you change your split workouts weekly or do you do the same exercises for each muscle group for an extended period of time before changing to a new program. I'm always indecisive whether to stick with the same exercises and track weight increase or always do a different lift each week. There are periods of time where I'll do the same exercises, maybe not necessarily in the same order, but usually the weight changes. Some days I feel really strong, some days I may not feel quite as strong. I'm not really concerned about how much weight I'm lifting, it's more about the feel. And if you tend to do the same exercises in the same order every single week, I would recommend changing your workouts every 6 to 8 weeks to mix things up. And you'll find that your muscles will actually get used to your program fairly quickly. I've always been bored very quickly, so I try to change mine up more often than not. Hi Nicole, about 9 years ago I was a bodybuilder, training 3 times per day, following a strict diet, working full time, had 2 young children as a divorced mom, began to judge NPC events, studied to earn my ACE certificate, etc. I was so passionate about fitness since I was a young girl. I thought I would take a break, never to return to the gym that I had been paying for a membership for the past 9 to 10 years with the mindset of going back. Every night I tell myself, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow comes and goes and I beat myself up over it. I'm an all or nothing kind of person, so that means to me that the diet and training has to all be there at the same time. My question finally is, any advice on how to get started again? Should I first concentrate on diet or training? I don't want to feel overwhelmed and then feel like I'm letting myself down again. Thank you for being such an inspiration. It sounds like you're putting quite a lot of pressure on yourself. As a person who is all or nothing myself, I can relate to how you're feeling. We want everything to happen at once, and if we're not successful all at once, we feel kind of like a failure sometimes. If I were you, I would start with workouts first. I would get in a routine where you're going to the gym on a regular basis, at least 3 to 4 times a week to start. Make sure that you set those workouts in like a work meeting that you cannot miss. So no matter what, you have to stick to that schedule. And then once you get into the groove of having that become a part of your life again, you can focus more on the nutrition part because the workouts will stay consistent. Then instead of, putting so much pressure on yourself, start a journal about your diet. Figure out what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to exchange for healthier options, what's realistic for your lifestyle and your family, what's realistic for your job and your schedule. If you need to be held accountable, have a friend join you or hire a personal trainer to help give you more structure. You know yourself better than I know you. So I would start definitely with the workouts, and then don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay, nobody is perfect, and I wouldn't expect anybody to be perfect right at the get-go, but doing something is better than doing nothing at all. So I wish you the best and keep us posted. I have been trying to get to the next level with my physique, leaning out. I have met with a trainer and was told to lift heavier and do high-intensity interval training 30 to 45 minutes 4 times a week. In the past, I have lifted lighter and 45 minutes of cardio 4 times a week and 60 minutes 2 times a week with clean eating. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the program she has advised because it seems so foreign to me. Can you shed any light on this and any articles that are good references to help with this mind shift? Thank you. Well, I want to ask you why you hired the personal trainer in the first place. Was it because you weren't happy with the way things were going? Was the program that you were currently doing not necessarily working? And if that's the case, then I would trust your trainer. If what you were doing in the past wasn't getting you the body that you wanted, then you obviously need to change something. So give it a try, and if it doesn't work, then you can go about a different method. But you can't knock it until you try it. Maybe this is what your body needs in order to see some changes. I am a recovering anorexic with a passion in building muscle to one day enter a body sculpting competition. During my illness, I would walk on the treadmill for hours to burn calories and absolutely hated it. Now I'm seeing a personal trainer. I'm hearing and reading that cardio is bad, but I still feel I need to do something. What do you do? What are your thoughts? I want the best advice because I want to show my haters that I'm not an anorexic girl, that I'm now a strong, fit, and determined woman. Okay, as far as cardio, I am a believer that you should do cardio all year round. Now, that doesn't mean do hours and hours of cardio, but the reason I say that is because cardiovascular exercise is beneficial to your heart. So, a minimum of 3 days, 30 minutes is sufficient. It depends on your goals, as well as, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain lean muscle. I obviously don't believe that hours and hours of cardio is the answer. And you'll find that if you lift heavy and replace the amount of time you were doing on cardio with resistance training and strength training, you will be burning more calories at the end, and your body will burn more calories at a resting state, because your metabolic rate, your basal metabolic rate, will be a lot higher than it would have been before you had lean muscle tissue. So some cardio is good, too much isn't good, but I wouldn't say that cardio is bad at all. And the last question I have is, hi Nicole, I'm having back surgery and will have a 6-week recovery. Can you recommend anything as far as powders, supplements, foods to help me stay slim and keep some muscle tone before I can get back to the gym? Thanks so much. While you're recovering during that 6-week period of time, make sure that you still eat every 2 to 3 hours and watch your portion sizes. So the more consistent you can stay during that time, the better. Definitely keep your protein higher, so have a source of protein at every meal to help sustain the muscle that you have, and eat whole, healthy foods. So an occasional treat, okay, but obviously for lean protein sources, chickens, fish, eggs, protein powder, you can salmon, steak sometimes, and then healthy fats, stick with avocados, almond butters, or other nut butters, nuts, olive oil, healthy carbohydrates, oatmeal, potatoes, rice, rice cakes. I'm trying to think of things off the top of my head. Greek yogurt is a great protein source. So keeping your portion sizes, watching the type of foods that you eat, and just staying consistent and not overdoing it, you will be just fine, and you'll be ahead of schedule because you'll already be eating healthy by the time you get back to your regular workout routine. So hopefully the back surgery goes well and you'll be back in the gym in no time. That's my questions for this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the FitnessRx for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back here every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, keep living the fit life.